Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Many couples meet online and stay connected online, but technology can also be a downfall in a relationship.
Joining us now is Dr. Melissa Westendorf from the Technology Wellness Center with some ideas for couples to stay strong. Good to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Hello. Did you like that photo before of the couple hugging and texting behind each other's back?
That's like the epitome of what's going on right now. So yes, I thought that was wonderful.
It's true. I mean, technology though does help form a lot of relationships. A lot of people are meeting online through apps, you know, different groups, things like that.
Right. I think it's opened people up to new ways of meeting others who have similar interests.
Yeah, because how do you meet people when you're older otherwise?
Right. So I think there are clear advantages to meeting online, as long as you treat it as this is just a way I'm going to be introduced to somebody. So it replaces maybe meeting somebody in the bar or at a restaurant or a library or apparently a grocery store, I don't know, whatever. So it replaces that. It shouldn't be the foundation of your relationship, right?
Yeah, and I think people are more accepting and don't have a problem. It used to be sort of like a, a secret that people met online, and now I think people are very comfortable. And I personally think, meeting in a bar versus meeting online, it's like, hey, neither one is better than the other.
Right.
And I think in terms of forming a relationship, because I do know a couple who met online, all their interaction was online. In fact, it was international, and then their first time they met in person was the planning of and execution of their wedding.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And they're
impressive.
still married. They have kids. It's pretty fantastic. But I think
you're always going to have those exceptions, right? I mean, you can have this magical thing happen online. What I've seen is people get involved too quickly, and then they move in together, like that's the first thing, and it's like, oh, yeah, wait a minute.
We didn't really know each other.
We didn't really know each other.
Yeah.
Or I've even seen people go so long because they're afraid to meet in person. They're afraid that the other
You don't want to wreck it.
You don't. So if you go in with the idea that, you know what, this is our introduction, and we'll talk a little bit, but with the intention of we need to actually spend time together to see if this moves forward.
So, so it's great in terms of meeting, but then it can start to interfere with relationships too, correct?
So
I mean, especially at dinners.
Right. So there's good and bad about it. And I see it in two areas, and one is really a subset, but it's communication and distraction. And like your picture showed, the distraction, and that can be one irritating to the partner, right?
Yeah.
And if you sit back and you realize, I didn't talk to you. We watched TV together, but I was on my device the whole time. And so you didn't talk about the show or anything that might pop up into your head. So the communication piece can be difficult. Now, on the flip side, it's kind of fun to get a nice little text from your partner during the day or, plan some things that don't take a lot of time to talk. So that's really good too. And you can use, you can use technology, especially if somebody's traveling, and so you can use the video stuff. I can't think of the name.
Skype and
there you go.
FaceTime.
Right. Yeah. So you can use those. I'm so good at this. You can use that stuff to stay connected, which we didn't used to have. So those are the good parts.
Do you have an opinion about, because we mentioned apps, so things like Tinder and Bumble, I think those are the only ones that I can think of. Do you have an opinion about those types of apps?
You have to know what the purpose is for it. What is your purpose for using it? Are you going on there to meet a lifelong partner? Okay, then you go in with just like, this is my introduction, and then I'm going to see this person right away. Or is it just to like date around and kind of see if you're in a new city, meeting new people, so really know what you want to use it for.
Isn't there one where the girl has to make the
Bumble?
Oh, Bumble.
Right. And so that's nice. I think it's made.
You can match, but the female has to make the first communication.
Right. And I think that makes it more comfortable for females to go online. And so that's good. They're trying to innovate and make it more comfortable for people.
Yeah. So is there any other tips you want to leave us with in terms of not letting it interfere in our relationship?
Right. So the communication is the key part that I think can hurt a relationship. So I always say, if you're uncomfortable to say something to your partner, or you're angry and you want to do it, in a text because you think, okay, I'll say it that way, that's the one time you should not use electronic communication.
Gotcha.
Right? You have to have those uncomfortable conversations, especially early in your relationship, or maybe even if you're planning the wedding, right? You have to have those communications with each other in person so that the two of you can grow together in your communication style and how you're going to interact and form, have intimate moments where you're sharing. And so that's what I encourage people to do. I tell them, you know, when you're going to go online, you're going to say something, pretend like you're drunk. And if, you know, you wouldn't want to say, wouldn't want to do drunk texting, right?
Yeah.
Those are the things you need to do in person.
Wonderful. In person, there you go.
Go to themorningblend.com to rewatch this and find out more about the Technology Wellness Center. We'll be right back.